Greetings, whiskey folk, and welcome to the official Dram Association unbottling of the Smokehead Sherry Bomb. It doesn't have all the shs, but you know, I'm referencing the song. Anyway, cool. I have to admit that for the longest time I was avoiding bringing in the Smokehead whiskies because I think they look kind of tacky. And I didn't really know that much about them, and we didn't have that much room, and no one had ever asked for them, so I kind of just ignored it. And then last year, people started asking for it, and then someone who I know and respect in the whiskey world said, "Yeah, it's pretty good. I actually have some. Would you like a sample?" So I tried some, and I was very happy that the company that brings it in, so it's bottled by Ian McLeod Distillers. I was very happy that they brought in a whole batch of not just the regular Smokehead, but some limited editions as well. So already on the shelf right now, we have the Rum Rebel edition, which is a rum cask Smokehead, and the High Voltage, which is the cask strength. And right now we're releasing, and it was released at the tasting, the Sherry Bomb edition as well. Oh, really cool. So Ian McLeod Distillers, They own, I believe, 3 distilleries or whiskey distilleries at least in Scotland. They've got Tamdhu, one of my personal favourites. They've got Glengoyne as well, great whiskey, and Rosebank in the Lowlands. Really cool. I'm excited to try this because this is Islay whiskey. I think it is Islay single malt whiskey. I knew it was heavily peated. I assumed Islay, but I wasn't actually certain. Yeah, it is an Islay single malt whiskey. Matured in sherry cask, which is usually a pretty good recipe for success. On the back of the tin, it says, "Indulge your senses with a peaty Smokehead that's been boldly blasted by Oloroso sherry casks, emerging full-bodied, fruity and fierce, spicy and smooth, a whiskey that's more explosive than an Armada cannonball." Cool. And, you know, as much as I sort of thought the packaging was kind of tacky and a bit weird, now that I know the whiskey's good, it's kind of growing on me. I kind of thought it was like tacky and can be good, right? Tacky can be ironic. If the whiskey inside is good and you put it in a tacky label, it's kind of like, ha, look at this hidden gem. And that's kind of where I'm at with Smokehead now. Before I just thought it was kind of like, no, what audience are they playing up to? Why has it got a giant skull on it? What's going on here? But yeah, no, I dig the stuff now, and I'm really excited to try my first ever special edition of the Smokehead. All right, 48%. Interestingly, because this bottle was available, this exact version of the bottling was available in Germany, it has the words "mit Farbstoff," which means with colouring. So this has been coloured. Why they felt it necessary to colour a whiskey that's been in a sherry cask, who knows? Maybe this is green or something. I wouldn't put it past this branding. Maybe they've made green whiskey. Or maybe they made it literally blood red. No idea. But they have added colouring. Caramel colouring, Zucker colour. So it's not green, it's caramel colouring. So we're safe. It's not a weird St. Patrick's Day whiskey. But yeah, that's a weird choice. Don't know why they did that. Oh well. At the end of the day, colouring doesn't really impact the flavour. It's been tested time and time again by people with incredible palates in blind testing that the caramel colouring doesn't really do anything for flavour. It's purely there for visuals, so I don't mind that much. But it just seemed a little bit weird that they felt it necessary. All right. Is it going to be like full-on... Oop, I've still got whiskey in my glass from the last one. Hang on. Got a fresh glass. It does. I'm hoping it's not like full-on, like Donald Trump style fake tan. Let's see. Oh, that is pretty hilariously orange. But like I said, does it really matter? Not really. No. Does it smell and taste good? That is the important thing. Well, it smells pretty good off the bat. We don't know what either distillery this is. Could be any of them. But knowing that Smokehead's been around for quite a while, it's not necessarily the obvious one. Kalila being the obvious one. Not necessarily Kalila. Could really be any of them. Apart from Kilchoman, obviously. Or the even newer one than Kilcommon that doesn't even have whiskey yet. Can't be that one. You know, for something that's called Smokehead Sherry Bomb, maybe it's just me because I've had a lot of big, bold whiskies. It's not that smoky, and it's not that sherried. I'm sorry. I feel like this is being blatantly false advertised, which is slightly disappointing, to be honest. But honest opinions is all I'll ever give, and this is just my one person's opinion. It's not what it says on the tin. But what is it? Surprisingly balanced. It's got a nice sort of cherry balsamic vinegar thing going on. The peat makes me feel Bowmore. That's the kind of peat that I'm feeling here. This tastes like a really particularly good edition of Bowmore 15, actually. If you're a fan of that style of more lighter peated Islay whiskey, with a decent amount of sherry, but by no means a bomb of sherry, this is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disappointed in the whiskey. I'm just disappointed that it doesn't match the branding, I would say. If you're going to go out there and claim that this is a sherry bomb, it needs to have a whole lot more sherry flavour than this. This is more of a... It's not even a sherry grenade. This is kind of like a sherry sponge that's been, you know, thrown at you. It's like having a sponge, a sherry-soaked sponge thrown at your face. It's there, but it's not gonna... Yeah. If you're not fully paying attention, you might miss it. But it is good, and I have to say, it is good. It's quite a nice whiskey. There's no flaws to it. It doesn't have any off notes. It's nice and balanced. It's got sweet, it's got sour, it's got bitter, all nicely contained within the normal ranges. Yeah, I've got nothing against this whiskey. Absolutely nothing. It's like I said, if you're a fan of that Bowmore 15 style of whiskey, this is really, really good. It's just not what you'd expect from something with a red skull on it that's called Smokehead Sherry Bomb. I've got to be honest. But yeah, it is good. It is good. Believe me, it is actually good. Not trying to put anyone off from buying it, but just want to make sure you're making an informed decision in your purchasing. Because yeah, much like their decision to add fake colouring to it, I feel like the branding is trying to trick you into thinking this is something that it's not. But again, just one person's opinion. Maybe I'm having an off night, and the fact that I just had the Aerolite Lindsay, a 10-year-old Islay, just before this, and that was substantially more peated, in my opinion. Maybe that's throwing this one off a bit. So, yeah. Listen to other people's opinions of this whiskey. Don't just look at mine. Try and find other reviews. But yeah. Good, but not what it says on the tin. That might be my name for this, not what it says on the tin. But if it was in a different tin, I'd be very happy with it. This limited edition, special edition version of the Smokehead, the Sherry Bomb Smokehead, is available right now. Normal price $152.09 down to $136.88 with the 10% off discount. I think a lot of people that are tasting this blind are actually going to really like this. I think, yeah, like I said, it's all about, for me, the only negative I can say about this whiskey is the fact that it doesn't say what it says. It doesn't do what it says on the tin. It really doesn't for me. But it is a good whiskey. It is. So hopefully this fares pretty well in the versus tasting. I'd be really intrigued to see other people's opinions. And if you yourself are intrigued to see other people's opinions, check out the write-up that I'll put from that tasting at dramassociation.com. You will be able to read the review of this whiskey and see the score that people scored it as well, and also see where it came in the tournament. /var, stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next round of Dram Association unbottling videos. Good night.